I think we're kicking off December right, Fingers. The whole holiday season. Hanukkah's around the corner. Christmas is not too far after that. Then the New Year's. I think we're hitting our December in a beautiful, beautiful way with a little bit of Maker's Mark. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that is Fingers Malloy. He is America's favorite amateur drinker. Find everything wherever it is you want to get your podcast. Get the podcast at Eat, Drink, Smoke, eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Social media, Eat, Drink, Smoke. But not just any Maker's Mark. Oh, no. What do they call this? They call this special, Fingers Malloy. They call this special proof. This is Maker's Mark 101 coming in at, do I have it right? Did I give it all away? 101 proof. Look at that. Fingers Malloy applauding for anything that is over 100 proof right there. It's 50.5% alcohol by volume. So this is the special proof. Now, Maker's Mark, I think, is a standard. I think Maker's Mark is a standard in every liquor cabinet. We're talking about a basic, easy, understandable bourbon right here. That does not mean you don't have it. Oh, no, it's not cool enough. It's not hip enough. It doesn't have enough of this or that. Stop being silly and get into some of these basics. Remember, we've been doing this show now for 6 years. Fingers Malloy, I did not bring this up with you. I have a whole no cue cards. If you're talking about a basic bourbon over the 6 years we've done that you must have in your liquor cabinet, a basic bourbon, no frills, anything else, what is that bourbon?
Well, it's either Old Granddad 114.
It's Old Granddad 114. That's exactly where I was. What was the other one?
I would put Maker's Mark in that category.
There are so many good bourbons at these lower price points. One of the bourbons we did a few years back that still people talk to me about, Johnny Drum. Johnny Drum was stupendous. It's terrific. You're going to love it. Maker's Mark is one of those. It's fine. It's good in the cabinet for sure. This coming in at 101 proof. We got the pour. Where's? Oh, mine's right here.
It's right there.
Mine's right here. Go ahead.
You mentioned the holidays.
I did.
There's something about the red wax on top of the Maker's Mark bottle that just screams to me Christmas.
Is it? Is that true?
The red wax. That's how I top my tree. Every year.
You dip it in red wax.
Yeah, and bourbon.
You are a great
It's a
American.
very Merry Christmas.
So this is the Maker's Mark 101. First of all, that color is so near the classic there, right? It's a little darker. It's a little more in that orange, not so much in the reds there. Beautiful, beautiful look. Not much viscosity on this, not really sticking to the glass. There it is. That is just pleasant. For all the things where we're picking out these notes and picking out these flavors. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I love the artistic expression of bourbon. It's why I love this so much. It isn't the drinking. I'm not a bourbon drinker. I'm a sipper. I've always has been. Same thing is true with rye and everything else. It's the art that moves me every single time of what it is this industry does. I am in awe of these people and very often their palates. But that nose, Fingers. Yeah.
You get the caramel, you get some oak. I've seen other people talk about there's a nice little bit of fruit on there.
There is.
I can see that. 101 proof, to me, Tony, no ethanol alcohol at all on the nose.
If you now, my nose is a little different than yours. If I go in deep, I can catch it. Right?
Really?
I can catch that ethanol for sure. But that kind of tinge of citrus, that little bit of sugary undertone, that basic caramel there, it's just a nice expression for sure on the Maker's Mark 101, what they call the special proof. But Fingers Malloy, enough of the sniffity sniffs. You ready for this?
Tony, I've been ready for this all day.
He is doing what is known as the Kentucky Chew, ladies and gentlemen, taking a sip, moving it around the palate, really trying to get a feel for the bourbon. I'm a believer in the 2 sips methodology. The first sip to set the taste buds. The second sip to really get an idea of where those flavors are. And Fingers Horatio Malloy?
It's nice.
What's wrong with nice?
There's nothing wrong with nice. It's great for the holidays. It's got a little bit of spice to it. That caramel is there. There's oak. You could talk me into fruit, but it's I don't know what you said citrus. I'll buy that on the nose.
On the nose.
Not so much on the palate. It's hard to describe what that is, but it's good. And it's just, you would never guess that's 101 proof.
I'm going in. I'm going down. Here it is. He's the Maker's Mark Special Proof 101.
He's going in, ladies and gentlemen, and he's doing what we like to call the Saginaw Swish, the Memphis Munch, the Chattanooga
It's
Chomp.
actually a little hotter than I thought it would be.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, it is.
In a bad way?
In a surprising way.
Okay.
Oh, that is fruity, isn't it?
But what would you say that is? It's not like a juicy fruit.
Melon. Yeah, that's what that is.
Okay.
This is going to sound so stupid. There is a little bit of like a tangerine cantaloupe thing happening.
Okay, I'll buy that.
That's where I'm at. Hold on, I'm going back in.
Because I was struggling I was like, okay, there's a fruit there, but it's not orchard, you know, it's not.
Yeah, no, it is a citrusy kind of thing happening. The caramel is not really, I wish it was a little bit more there. There's a cinnamon heat.
Mm-hmm.
That's really on the tongue. There's nothing. Hold on, wait a little to the left. And no, there's no heat whatsoever in the chest. It doesn't really exist. But yeah, that's a lot of melon on the tongue. That's exactly what it is. And a finish that's, what is that? What is the finish there? That's a good question.
You know how sometimes we'll drink something and the finish really hits you? This isn't that.
It does have a little bit of like a wine finish.
It's subdued.
Like the tannin kind of feel on wine. And wine is not my expertise at all. My palate's much better for bourbon and far superior when it comes to cigars. Oh, that's pleasant. That's just nice. You forget sometimes. You forget. It's like, you know what? That'll work. You don't have to think. You don't have to overdo. But definitely, I like more oak and I like that caramel. But it's a nice presentation for sure. Actually, the finish gets a touch dry.
Now
that's interesting too.
Yeah, they may not have the 101 proof, but you know when you go to a restaurant and you want maybe an after dinner bourbon, there's a good possibility they'll have Maker's Mark.
Oh yeah,
a really good possibility.
Fingers Malloy, the Maker's Mark Special Proof 101. Is this in your liquor cabinet? I don't remember when you picked this up, but I've got an MSRP on this at about $41, $42.
I think I spent 35 on it, if I remember
35
correctly.
all day, there's no question. It just goes in the liquor cabinet and easy. And you want to use it for an old fashioned, which would be kind of interesting because it's melon, and then you're adding the cherry there would be interesting. That modeling, and you're adding some of the citrus fruit. But the $35, yes. It's just a guaranteed, no question, gonna work. Glad you have it. Yes. People want to get all special and think that they got to find the most esoteric and odd thing. No. Classics work. Maker's Mark works. It really, really does. This is in your liquor cabinet?
Absolutely.
Yes? Yeah. And it is, by the way, in the liquor cabinet. Keep it here. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke. We are now in the place where we can't trust anything anymore. And I got to tell you, it's annoying. And we've discussed this before, but I'll bring it up again. Have you ever seen this many recalls in your entire life, Fingers Malloy?
I don't recall.
Look what he did. Look at him. We didn't even rehearse that or nothing.
And it shows.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. That was funny. I'm Tony Katz. That's Fingers Malloy. Find it all at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Our books, Let's Go Bourbon, Let's Go Barbecue, Let's Go BBQ. They're available at amazon.com. Great Christmas gifts, great Hanukkah gifts. Get them now. Let's Go Bourbon and Let's Go Barbecue.
Totally safe, by the way. No possibility of those two books being recalled.
Absolutely not. 1.5 million bags of shredded cheese sold at Aldi, Walmart, and Target have been recalled.
There goes my weekend.
First of all, I want to say for the record, that is a tremendous amount of cheese. So the USDA issuing this urgent update about a mass recall. The Great Lakes Cheese Company of Hiram, Ohio, issued a voluntary recall back on October 3rd over possible contamination of metal fragments.
What?
This happens a lot. December 1st comes, and the FDA reclassifies the recall risk to class 1. So it may cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences. Oh, that's just not the kind of words you... Anytime you hear health consequences, you know you don't want this. 5 different varieties sold under dozens of brand names, Target, Walmart, Aldi, U.S. and Puerto Rico. And we got to post this over at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Borden, Brookshire, Cache Valley, Chestnut Hill. It's all the same cheese. Coburn Farms, Food Lion, Food Club, Good and Gather. I think that's the Target brand right there. Great Lakes Cheese, Happy Farms, H-E-B, which is a supermarket. It goes on and on. Lucerne is there. Public, Shredded, Low Moisture, Part Skim, Mozzarella. Schnucks, which is a Midwest supermarket. Sprouts, Stater Brothers. I haven't heard Stater Brothers in a while. And that's just one of them. There seems to be a recall. Now, sometimes the recall is stupid. It's like when Costco has to recall butter because for some reason the label doesn't say contains milk. And you realize, oh, civilization is over. It's done? Is it already? Is it already done? I'm looking at my Flederman Von Riest watch and my Flederman Von Riest time, and that time says society's done right here. Von Riest, R-I-E-S-T-E, vonriest.com. Use my last name, Katz, and get your discount.
No milk in there.
No. Nothing but good old-fashioned timepiece that's going to last throughout the generations. That was such a shameless plug. I feel good about it. vonriest.com. But it's everywhere. And so the question is, are we better at detecting these things, or are we worse at the manufacturing of these things?
Both. As you know, Tony, I like to say it all the time.
Live, laugh, love.
That hope floats, and everyone is terrible at their job.
But who's responsible for something like this? This isn't the machinery and just using it too long, and eventually things grind off into the provolone.
There has to be some sort of, at the end of the line, some sort of quality control.
Like a metal detector.
I guess it's come to that.
You run it under a magnet, and if the cheese floats up, then you know, we got metal in this one right here.
This is... it's disheartening because, like you said, it feels like we are getting these notices of food recalls. Every week there's a new one, and they aren't small. It seems like they're always huge recalls. And the question needs to be asked, like you said, is it that we're getting better at this? Is it that information is getting out there and people are paying more attention to this and they're confronted because it's on these announcements are made, and the next thing you know, it's on social media all over the place, where before you just have to read it in a newspaper or hear it on the radio or on TV? Or is it the fact that we're having more of these because every company is trying to cut costs, trying to figure out ways to not spend as much money making the product because things are getting more expensive, that maybe some quality control, some people are getting cut out of that department, and we're seeing more and more of these recalls. We could sit here and speculate till the cows come home and make cheese. Having said that, though, this is depressing. You can't even trust cheese anymore, Tony. Cheese.
There was a milk recall in the Midwest last week, I believe it was. It is. There's a concern that I have about what it is that we're seeing. You know, it's a story about Boeing, right? And how there's supposed to be this certain material they use, this liquid they use when they're seating the doors on an airplane, and they didn't have that special liquid, so they use Dawn dish soap. That's no, that's not what you do. And then, of course, things like doors falling off mid-flight, etc. So you can argue that everyone's terrible at their job, but I think the greater question is, what made them terrible? Things peaked and then fell, and I think that's the way people feel, that it fell, that the that the idea of value and the idea of standards has fallen. Now, that isn't true all over the place. There's still tremendous growth, for example, in the United States, and there's creation, and it happens in medical, and it happens, for example, what the insane investment in AI, no matter where you are with artificial intelligence. But there's this real feeling that it's like quick serve. Outside of Chick-fil-A, do you ever feel like you're getting service? And when you do, aren't you amazed? Aren't you just so shocked? Well, thank you. My gosh, you didn't spit in my drink? You actually looked me in the eye? You knew how to make change? It's maybe America is saved right here. But it is this feeling of the best moment peaked. And we talk often about generations and where, for example, we spoke about housing the other day and the lack of affordable housing. And I made the argument that affordable housing, if you are a first-time home buyer and you've decided you need 3,500 square feet and granite countertops, you're the problem. And you said, and I've been thinking about it, that the problem is that the home builder is not incentivized to build the $182,000, $217,000 house. They're incentivized to build the $500,000, $700,000 house. There are no new homes to buy. And then there's a whole nother conversation, but culturally about that. But it's to the idea of the things that the natural progression of things isn't progressing. Now, maybe that's a growing pain of a society. Maybe that's what it is. But certainly the growing pain that we're in stinks because the decline part, just food safety. The decline part is frightening and disappointing.
I would love to know, how the metal got into the cheese. Was it the shredding process? Have some before that. Do you buy shredded cheese or do you always buy the block and shred it yourself?
No, I buy shredded cheese, right? Depends on what it's for, sure.
Isn't there some kind of like anti-caking compound that they put in the shredded cheese that's not supposed to be good for you? Isn't that what's going on?
I swear to you right now, fingers, so help me God, if you ruin shredded cheese for me, this will be your last show.
What do I know? Just a caveman.
Look, I'm going to take food advice from you. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. Eat, Drink, Smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That is Fingers Malloy. We are smoking the Battleborn. This is from Ernesto Perez Carrillo, or E.P. Carrillo. This is their ode to the military. It was done in conjunction with one of their employees who spent 20 years in the U.S. military. 6x56 cigar, Connecticut broadleaf, that double binder with the Mexican San Andreas. Nice stick. Easy smoke. Not the prettiest cigar, but a nice, easy smoke. But everyone says, oh, it's a full-bodied cigar. No, it is not. That is a medium with a little bit of a kick. And that's fine. It is what it is. It doesn't play in too many notes. It smokes very well. It smokes very nice. I'm not down for it for $23. But I will say this. We've been taking our time with the show today. You are just about done.
Yeah.
It's been a good cigar, man.
It has. It's been really solid. That it's tobacco forward, very rich tobacco. It is not as spicy as I thought it was going to be. Getting a little bit of chocolate, some wood throughout the smoke. It has been very low maintenance. Really haven't had to touch it up. At first, the draw was a little tight, but that went away very quickly. Very, very happy with it. Okay, the price, we've already touched on it, $23 a stick. Yeah. So it's a little higher than I would like for this, but when you factor in that, some of it is going to a good cause, then it's like, okay.
I believe it's called Fisher House Foundation, and both Fingers and I felt that the cigar was dry when we touched it. Was something wrong with my humidor or what have you? The instinct might be, well, I gotta kind of break it up a little bit and loosen it up a little bit. You don't know what you need to do until you're smoking it. Don't prejudge it. Light it, puff, see how it goes. It has been a very good draw. It has been easy to work with. This E.P. Carrillo, the Battleborn, also known as the Battleborn Warriors. They refer to this size as the Warrior size, so Battleborn Warriors. Check that out for yourself. And we're drinking the Maker's Mark Special Proof 101, 101 proof. And I've got a cube right here that's been melting. I'm going to move mine to it. A little bit of melon, there was on the on the palate. I just poured into the wrong thing. I was supposed to put the cube in that. I had a little thing for my cube right there. Nice, easy bourbon. Not too much caramel, not too much oak, but a basic $35-$40 for the bottle. You added a little bit of water to yours. No, you didn't.
No,
I forgot to get you water.
That's okay.
That's all right. I'm just going to bring it to a cube.
There he goes. He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He is doing the Saginaw swish on the cube.
Now, I said there was a little bit more heat on this than I thought. The heat is down, and the cube gave it a little bit of syrupy. So water brings down the proof. It's the only thing that can bring down the proof. And then water will change the complexion. Some flavors more pronounced. Some flavors will be more diminished. It added a little bit of syrupiness to this. That's pretty groovy. It also added a little, you get a little more, let's say there's a little more oak going on. I can work with that.
Okay.
And as I stated, it's just sometimes you need a basic. You should not shy away from, it's Maker's Mark. That's for amateurs. That's for beginners. Screw that. It's very, very good juice.
So I'm going to go in again.
You're going in again? Oh, my gay. He just finished it.
When you take the whole shot like that,
Yeah.
you notice there's a lot more oak and not much else. When you just throw it back.
Man, I have not seen you do that in a while. Has it been a day?
It's been a year.
It's been a year?
I'm really looking forward to New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, bringing in a new year, 2026 with Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation. I think we're going to have a lot of exciting things coming up in the new year. And it's a time to rejuvenate, time to make resolutions and not follow through on them. It's very exciting.
Are you just desperately clinging on to something so there's still hope?
Tony, I resent that. People who know me call me Fingers Glass Half Full Malloy.
That's what they call you.
Yes.
That's what they call you.
Yeah. Johnny Good News.
What's in your glass right now?
It's fully empty. Yeah.
Right.
Oh wow. Well, you just dropped a 3 megaton truth bomb there. That's what you did.
The Maker's Mark Special Proof 101, definitely in the liquor cabinet. And this, the Battleborn from EP Carrillo, that price is hard for this cigar. That price is $23 is difficult. It does go to a good cause. Portion of the proceeds go to Fisher House Foundation.
So does that tug at the heartstrings enough?
$23 is a bit high. Oh. But that double binder, man, I mean, I could see this moving people and working for people to try. Sure, I appreciate the effort here. They've been doing some really, really good stuff. The Encore, I think, is a great smoke, man. We were in Vegas last. We had the Pledge and the Allegiance, 2 different cigars that they do. I liked the Pledge. I was not a fan of the Allegiance, if I remember correctly. But the Encore, daddy like.
I'm always amazed because people ask me all the time about the show, behind the scenes stuff like that. I always freely admit that I'm a cigar fan, but you have a real passion for cigars. Yeah, the fact that you can remember that stuff. It's been almost 2 years since we were at
the Four Queens.
Yes.
That's exactly
and that's where you had that cigar.
Yes.
You remember that.
I remember that I was sufficiently disappointed in the Allegiance, and I'm like, I don't know why, because I had the one that's called the Pledge. I'm like, this was very, very good. And then I had the Encore. I actually have some more. Excellent smoke. And so it's possible that it was me. And that's why we always discuss when you're smoking a cigar, you got to smoke it again. You don't know what you don't know. A million things could be wrong. First, the cigar itself could have a problem. These are hand-rolled products. Something could be off. It could be you. What did you eat? What did you drink? The weather, the mood. How tired are you? What else is going on with you? Were you coming down with a cold? Were you getting off a cold? Was you not even aware something was happening? Did you have an imbalance? Everything is possible. So that's why you got to go back and you got to do it again. You can't have one and be like, I'm never touching that again. This is not tequila when you were in college. This is the art is worth giving it your time. It really and truly is. So yes, I do remember, but you remember things like you have.
I remember the
recalls.
steak at the Four Queens.
Ah, yes, Hugo Cellar.
Yeah.
Hugo Cellar.
Yeah.
We have had good steaks. We've had steaks in Des Moines together, which I think is, I mean, no offense to the Peter Luger's crowd or the late great Sammy Romanian Steakhouse in New York, which was one of the most insane places I've ever eaten ever. 801 Chop House, Des Moines, Iowa, might be the best steakhouse in America. And it's been a lot of years, but Fingers and I did the Iowa caucuses there. We went in winter. We drove out from Indianapolis, and we stayed in Des Moines and went and followed these politicos, and we're reporting back on it, and went to eat at 801 Chop House. And it's like the whole staff from Fox News is over there, and everybody from NBC is over, Brokaw's over there. This was like a decade ago.
2016.
Yeah. So it was just cuckoo, crazy stuff. Yeah, it was a decade ago. And then you sit down to what really it's probably the best steakhouse I've ever been to. It's crazy.
I had a slab of prime rib. Had to have been 84 ounces. It was the size of my torso. And I didn't want to order it. Tony made me. He said, listen, you got to do this. I was like, there's no way I'm going to eat this. Not in a million years. And there's a picture of me looking at this huge piece of meat. And you can see the expression on my face. Basically, how did I get myself into this?
He looked at a young Sally Field.
Sally Field. So for those of you keeping score at home, we've done Jack Benny and a Sally Field reference today.
What? I didn't bring her up from the Gidget days. I just said Sally Field. Now, Gidget's a good reference.
That is true.
Gidget's world class. Oh, 801 Chop House. Where's your favorite steakhouse? We'll go. We'll pay it a visit. Which reminds me, we need to talk about Memphis. Keep it here. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke.
You have to be over 50 to enjoy banana nut bread.
Count me in. Fingers Malloy, 2 words for you. Road trip.
Where?
We're going to Memphis.
Outstanding.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That is Fingers Malloy. Find everything at Eat, Drink, Smoke. That's where you get the podcast at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. I'm on the social medias, on the Twitter X at Tony Katz, and I was discussing something that was happening here in our beloved Indiana, something political, and this guy was commenting, and I commented back. And I noticed he had an interesting link in his bio. I click the link, and it goes to this company he owns, and his name is Barry out of Memphis, where you can listen on KWAM. And I guess it's this company he has, and it's kind of like a holding company for all these different things that he does. And what is one of the things he does? King Jerry Lawler's Memphis Barbecue Company. We're talking about the wrestler, Jerry Lawler. King Jerry Lawler's Barbecue. Fingers, pack the car.
I'm excited.
We're taking a road trip to Memphis, and we're going to have ourselves some serious ribs. Now, don't tell my rabbi, because ain't nothing beef. There are going to be no beef ribs in Memphis, but we haven't been yet. We haven't done that. This is going to happen. Barry, if you're listening, someone tell Barry over there at Lawler's Rib Shack Emporium. That's not the name of it. It's King Jerry Lawler's Memphis Barbecue Company. We're coming.
Would you say that they put the barbecue competition in Memphis in a sleeper hold?
Interesting. I think that if you have a slab of King Jerry Lawler's Memphis ribs, you can take the turnbuckle, no problem.
I'm very excited. I'm a big Jerry Lawler fan.
Are you really?
Oh, back in the old Memphis days when he teamed up with Andy Kaufman, and they did that whole run where Andy Kaufman was wrestling.
Sure.
In Memphis.
And then the David Letterman most dangerous moment in television is Jerry Lawler slapping Andy Kaufman allegedly on that show. And neither one of them would, well, Andy Kaufman said, is Jerry Lawler dead?
No, gosh, no.
No, he's alive?
He's still alive.
Good man. So we're road tripping to Memphis, right? That's where we're going to get the pork. When it comes to beef, we go to Defiance Beef. DefianceBeef.com, right here out of Indiana, from the farm, directly to you. 21-day aged. The ribeyes, the strips. I pulled out some strips to make this week. The tenderloins, all of it. You order the quarter cow, the half cow, the whole cow. It comes to you, cut to your specifications. It's so good. It is so incredibly good. The flavor is just there. That beef flavor, those things you can't get from the store, the cuts you can't get from the store, the freshness you can't get from the store. They age at 21 days. Then the phone call comes. Okay, how do you want to cut? Do you want this? Do you want that? Flank steaks, all this. And then it comes to you individually frozen. It's done perfectly in dry ice. Boom, right into the chest freezer. And the rest is history. If you go right now to DefianceBeef.com and use promo code EAT-DRINK-SMOKE, you'll get $150 off your order. Go to Defiance Beef, DEFIANCE, DefianceBeef.com. Use promo code EAT-DRINK-SMOKE. Get $150 off your order from Indiana to you. DefianceBeef.com.
That's another road trip we have to make.
Oh, gosh, yes. Right now it's cold.
Oh,
It'll be warmer in Memphis.
that's true.
We're going.
I'm all in. I've never been to Memphis.
I have never been to Memphis.
Are we going to go to Graceland too?
Well, we're there.
The ribs there, not as good.
You don't know that. Well, what could be better than King Jerry Lawler? Barry, we're coming. You thought I was kidding. I don't kid about much. You had a story, Fingers Malloy. What?
I'm always amazed at people's behavior, especially completely oblivious to the fact that there may be a camera on them.
There's always a camera on you.
Everywhere, especially when you're on someone's front porch.
And if it's not a camera made by man, it's the camera of the Lord.
Oh, wow.
Take that to your sleeping.
Take that to your sleeping, he says.
That's a great turn of phrase. I've never said that before.
It would look great on a bumper sticker. The New York Post has the story, Tony. A DoorDash driver dropped a chicken wing on the concrete, put it back in the box, licks his fingers in gross caught-on-camera scene.
Stop. I have a question. How did the chicken wing drop?
So he was pulling it out of, they've got that DoorDash sleeve, that little canvas thing with a little pouch that they make sure that your food stays warm in. So he was pulling all of the food out, and a boneless wing fell out of the box of boneless wings. He decided, quick thinker, to pick the chicken wing up, put it back in the box with the untainted wings, licked his fingers, and then tried to stamp the sauce stain, just kind of rubbed it into the concrete, and then walked away. Well, unfortunately for this DoorDash driver in Florida, he was caught doing this on a Ring camera. And now it has made national news. The customer was interviewed and says that she would like to see more training. And I don't know what you could possibly do to basically say, don't do that.
Yeah, see. This is the problem. More training. This is not more training. What this means is that we have to bring back the death penalty. I used to be a guy absolutely in favor of capital punishment. And actually, over time and through consideration, I have turned on that. And I'm no longer, in just about every case, I am no longer in favor of capital punishment. This turned me right around. Jail, hard labor. We make a North Korean prison camp look like summer camp. There isn't enough. Because in every part of this, there is such a failure of decency, rationality, and humanity that we have to call a timeout and set everybody straight.
I just don't know what goes through a person's mind. That forget that you could possibly be on camera. Just the idea that even if you're not on camera, you don't behave this way. You just don't behave this way. You don't do this. You knock on the door and you apologize. You say, listen, I'm sorry, one of your wings dropped out onto the concrete. I picked it up. It was delicious. And then that's the end of it. Or do you have a waste paper basket where I could throw this out? You know what? Take a little off the tip. Instead of 10 wings, you got 9 wings. I apologize. Instead of trying to cover your tracks, because accidents happen. You would be much more appreciative if a DoorDash driver said, listen, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I dropped a wing. Instead of this Wingate is what people are calling it now. This total cover up.
I don't think you understand. Death penalty. But he has to go to jail because what he did was try and poison, or pick the word, another person.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what's on the ground. He put it back in. Sorry, that's the crime.
I will throw this out there because, why not? I never blame the victim, ever. Boneless wings. Does that person take a little responsibility for if it were a drumstick, maybe it doesn't fall out of the package? That's all I'm saying.
That's not.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No,
you don't.
No. Okay.
You tried, and God bless you for it.
They aren't wings, by the way. They're nuggets.
That's true. Boneless wings are not wings. That is fact. That is fact. Death penalty, labor camp, certainly jail.
Do you prefer the labor camp after the death penalty?
Yes. The Maker's Mark Special Proof 101, $35-40 a bottle, absolutely in the liquor cabinet. Dude, you don't need special, you don't need fancy, you need good. This will do you just fine. And the EP Carrillo, this Battle-Born cigar right here, 6x56. A nice stick. Definitely give it a shot and supportive of the troops. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media, on Twitter @GoEatDrinkSmoke, on Facebook, facebook.com/Eat, Drink, Smoke, and Instagram @Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast. Hey, you made it all the way through to the end of this video. We're proud of you.
You should watch more of our videos. Make sure you subscribe right there to Eat, Drink, Smoke, wherever it is you get your videos, on YouTube, on Rumble, and don't forget Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast, where we've got the shorts and some very cool things going on.